Welcome, and thank you for joining. Today, I'm just staying in, like you are, or hopefully are, unless you're out doing something urgent. So I figured today what we will do is just talk about whatever comes up. So if there's anything you'd like to discuss, if there's anything you'd like to know, um, I'm happy to answer questions. I'm happy to just engage conversation. I will drop the StreamYard link. So hopefully we'll get a couple of people to come in and chat as well. JJ's Mix, thanks for coming in. The Crockett Way, you were so early, so thank you for that. And if you're still here, then thank you for being here. And I expect people to pop in and out. I don't know how long we're going to go. We'll see how everybody feels. I'm always good. Hopefully you're doing well as well. Kristen, thank you for coming in. Be very distracted with Kristen. She got me smiling today. So, Kira, it's nice to see you in here as well. So if you want to, whatever you'd like to discuss, then let me know. How are you, JJ's Mix? I wonder what everybody's up to while they stay in. I'm very lucky because I've been able to do a lot of things on the computer. So that keeps me quite busy. And then between running playlists for people, doing lots of YouTube stuff, there's plenty and plenty to do. Not to mention all the devices that are around, between my phone, the tablet, the computer. So I'm curious what everybody else is up to, and I see that it is a trending topic to do these Stay Home With Me live broadcasts. So JJ's Mix, do you want to come in? There's the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to, I'll keep it to, just for the sake of saying, I'll keep the StreamYard panel to people who've been with me for a little while, but you know, everybody who's in the chat has been with me for quite some time. So Kira, thank you very much for running the playlist. What Kira is referring to is I have been doing for quite some time now a playlist project, and the idea is to build watch time for many people all at once. So what we do is I make a communal playlist while I am doing a live stream, and every person who comes into the live stream gets a video added to the communal playlist. And then afterwards, everybody runs the playlist within the next few days. And as you can imagine, it brings in watch time for everyone. So I hope I pronounce this right when I say it. Is it Nwani or is it Wani? Because you've been with me many, many times, especially for the playlist buddies that I'm talking about. So I just wonder about that. If it, I wonder if I'm pronouncing that right. Andy, thanks for coming in again. Ace just walked in. Sad Vlog, thanks for coming in. You're a new connection for me. You know what? Let me put up my little banner here to let everybody know. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's what I was talking about. There it is. There's the ticker. So feel free to connect with each other within the chat. We all know how to do that if you'd like to. Today is just a laid-back stream. It's not a hardcore growth stream. Over the next week or so, I'm going to be putting the finishing touches on TubeChat, and I will be live streaming before the end of the month. It'll probably be the last day or two of the month, but that will start, and then that's where we will start getting really hardcore about trying to get people some serious quality connections and some serious growth at a rapid pace. So yeah, many of you, even JJ's Mix has been with me, Wani's been with me, Andy's been with me, Ace has been with me. Sad you're a new connection, like I was saying. And if you want to scroll up, I've got the StreamYard link there. If anybody wants to hop in on the panel with me, we'll keep it to people who I've mentioned that have been here for a little while, just in case there's anybody else in the chat that's new. I am willing to, of course, talk YouTube, talk social media, marketing, what we're doing at home, just about anything. So you guys can let me know what you have on your mind, what you're up to. Life with Lackey, thanks for coming in. You were here for Playlist Buddies as well. Now, I've run it already on 2 accounts. So I always run it with, on my personal account, the Kevin Kaye, which you're watching right now, and then I run it with the Tuber Chat account as well. Now, I'm fortunate because I have a tablet beside me, and not that is it on? It's not on. Not that it matters. You can't see anything anyway, but whatever. So I'm very lucky that I have this tablet. I did a review of it, and the review is just doing very well for me. It is looking like it may become my best performing video of all time pretty soon. It is. I think it's made it into my top 3. If you look at my home page, you'll see it right there. It's a wonderful tablet. I love it. But I'm lucky that I have something beside me so I can run playlists. And I run playlists for people all the time. So if you want to make an arrangement with me to swap playlists, absolutely, I'm up for that. I am a professional channel manager, and I run a few channels for other people. So I'm not too concerned about the fact that my hours, I've only got about half the hours. Doesn't matter because I'll get them eventually anyway. But I am happy to help. And yes, that's right, Sad. I do know Ingratha. So yeah, I have met most of the connections that I've made over the last several months in growth streams. So I had less than 200 subscribers, I believe, on January 1st. I should look that up and make sure that I'm accurate when I say that. I think it was 170, but it was less than 200. And I got my 1100. I think it was actually in March. And I laid off my personal channel now because I'm working on Tuber Chat. Tuber Chat's getting close to 400 now, and I want as many subscribers on that before I start live streaming as I can. But I've only got another week, so it'll be 400, I'm sure. But yeah, so Ingratha is somebody that I have seen probably in Meldon Armra's live streams, or maybe Happy Lux. These are 2 growth streams that I'm in all the time. Meldon Armra will be on today at 4 o'clock. As well, the Crockett Way, who was here early before I even started, has a premiere coming up this afternoon as well. So for those of you who know the Crockett Way, I don't know if you can scroll all the way to the top of the chat, but she's right there. She's the first one. She has a premiere, so you can check that out. Cooking with Q is with us here. So Q, do you want to come in and chat? I'll drop the StreamYard link if you want to come in. And Eating with Miss P, thanks for coming by. Eating with Miss P is a relatively new connection for me, but somebody who's been back several times. So I appreciate all the support. You know, I say a few things all the time. As our channels get bigger, as our followings get bigger, and as we follow more people, it becomes very difficult to support everybody as much as you'd like. You know, you can't watch 1,000 videos a day. So I appreciate every minute that you spend with me here, and I hope that I can bring some value as well as positivity, optimism, and all the good things that we like. While we talk, I can't help myself but talk about YouTube. It's become an obsession of sorts. Now, half of my full-time job that I do all week is YouTube for other people, not to mention I've got my own channels and projects and things like that. And I've always been into social media, so I love this stuff. But that's where I always seem to keep coming back to. But I am absolutely willing to talk about whatever comes up. So if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to know, especially if there's anything that I can help you with, then, or if you just like even an opinion, I'm happy to do that as well. I'd love to know what everybody's doing. I appreciate the fact that you're here. But I wonder what everybody does while they're home. It's been, a good month for some people. And there's Q. So thanks for coming in, buddy.
You are welcome. How's everybody doing on this great Monday morning? Well, it's probably morning for me.
Cooking with Q is there in the chat, so you can connect with that channel. For those of you who don't already know, this is Q from the TMC family, which I'm sure almost everybody here must be familiar with. But if you haven't already connected with Q's new channel, Cooking with Q, then by all means grab that, because he's aggressively working on that channel right now. What else is happening?
I appreciate that.
What are you up to today, Q?
Pretty much nothing today. I'm gonna relax. I had a really busy, fun weekend with my team members. So right now today I'm going through my notifications and supporting my supporters. What about you?
I'm just chilling. I'm in between kind of doing work type related stuff on the computer all day. But I didn't, you know what the truth is? I didn't have a video for today. I put out videos every Monday. And I know I just went live the other day, but I figured, you know what? I can rush and try to put a video together for today, or I can take my time, do it with a little bit more care, and worry about the quality of it, which I will. And then I'll go live right now because, we can always do that. This is one of the things that I preach to people as well. Going live, if you haven't done it already, can really help in the way that, if you imagine, I'll tell you how I do things. When I produce a video, let's say it's a 10-minute video, and I do, I've done hundreds and hundreds of these things. But when I do that, it can often take 2 hours. It can take a couple hours to film. It could take a couple of hours to edit. It could take another half hour to an hour to do all the things I do with tags and descriptions and SEO and all the YouTube stuff we all have to have headaches over. And when you go live, the difference is, so a 10-minute video can take 4 hours, 5 hours.
Exactly.
That's what I find, right? It's a headache for all of us. Sometimes we have to render overnight, depending on your computer equipment, stuff like that, or how long the video is. But a live broadcast, like we're doing right now, a 2-hour video only takes 2.5 hours. Because 15 minutes before I'm doing my social media and making a thumbnail, then we're on. And within 15 minutes afterwards, by the time you've thanked everybody and hopped over to another live, you're done. So it can really help. And it helps with watch hours, too. The one I did on Saturday watching the concert got like 500-600 views in the first, as soon as it was done. So,
yeah, I seen that when I was watching the replay. I was like, wow.
It's only because of the content, right? It was such a monster thing because it's that benefit concert. They had tons and tons of artists. Did you see it at all, Q?
I watched half of it the other day.
Yeah, all the stuff is now on the channel Global Citizen. All the stuff is now available for everybody to watch afterwards. All those performances, and there was so many celebrities, like even in between. So you had everybody from actors to television stars to celebrities to everybody, and it was
a lot of people was talking about it.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful because look at TV shows that we used to watch, like Cribs and things like that. People love, sometimes you love celebrities, but people love looking into their lives and seeing their homes. We got to watch all these people perform in their home, acoustic or solo versions of all their hits, right? Which is spectacular. They couldn't have otherwise, this would have never otherwise happened in the world. And I don't want to talk about it too positively. It's a very awful reason why this had to happen, but it was a wonderful thing that they were doing. And I really enjoy the fact that everybody is giving a lot of recognition to frontline workers and people who are, donating time, working extended hours, donating money, and doing all the things that need to be done to help people in communities all over.
Yes, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to see people coming together.
How's
welcome to the live stream Rose J Creates.
Yes, thank you for helping me welcome people. Yeah, if you haven't already, everybody, please thumbs up if you don't mind. If you have the ability to share, then please do. And the reason why is because it just helps us get a few more people in here. And all we ever do around here is spread positivity and optimism, so you can be confident that
Right. Positive vibes only. I'm about to share you out on the TMC family page right now.
Thank you very much, Q. Yeah, I always put it. Did I forget to put it on Reddit? No, I did. I put it on Reddit. I shared it on Twitter. You can always follow me on Twitter if you have it, and then just retweet. I'm happy to retweet people as I build up my. I don't have a ton of people from YouTube on Twitter, but as I do, I expect to be very aggressive about that. When we start the Tuber Chat project, we're going to do a lot to really help and feature creators. It looks like what we're going to do is feature a creator of the day and then share them out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter in different ways to try to help build them up. And the other half of it is to make sure that people who come across what we're doing can be confident in knowing that they're going to get great value out of the connections that we give them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I go on and on and on about this stuff so much. It's easy for me to get carried away. Pardon me while I just turn the mic off for camera off for 1 second. So what else are you going to do today, Q?
Pretty much today is a day. I always give my time. I gotta say, the same energy you put out into the world, make sure you give that same energy back. It's called a balance. So today I'm just gonna clean my home. I got a lot of you see my backyard work I did on my video yesterday. I'm planning on creating a garden, so I got a lot of homework to do. So this is a great time just to relax and do some homework.
That's all right. I have to catch up on your videos. I saw that you posted the backyard work, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably a 5 or it's probably gonna be a 10 set storyline on that because I have a lot of work to do and I'm gonna plant a beautiful garden in my backyard because I'm an event planner. So since we quarantine, if I can say that word, since we quarantine in the house, I'm gonna just have a lot of my friends and co-workers join us here in my home.
It's good that you I'm happy that you're saying you're going to do a series. This is something that can really be helpful to people as well, where a lot of times what I suggest to people, if you have a channel that is kind of variety, similar to even what I'm doing right now, then just experiment with anything. But you want, even if you're niche down, you want to have a few different things that you can do. But like, as you see, if you look at my personal channel, you'll see I've got flight lessons there. I've got tech reviews. I've got a couple of social media tutorials and things. And I try to mix them up. But if you can plan a series like I did with Playlist Buddies, you can do that over time. And then, for instance, if you can pick 4 things to do, you could do a different one every week if you're putting out content at least once a week. Then, every month you're still staying within your niche, but you're putting out enough variety within that niche to keep everybody interested. Not to mention drawing crowds, maybe being heavier against a quarter of the audience all the time.
Correct.
I think that can be helpful, right? So forgive me the way I'm dancing around my words here.
Oh, that's no problem. I understand the concept because my channel is about. Hold on just for a second, okay? I think I got a lag in my. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay. My channel, this Cooking with Q channel is about, I do cooking tutorials and I do cooking vlogs. And with the garden aspect of this, I'm going to show people how to, create your own food. I'm going to use that, the vegetables I use from my garden, the herbs, I'm going to use that towards my cooking tutorial. So
that's excellent. It's not until recently, the last couple of weeks, when we're talking about your channel, that I realized how many videos you actually had.
Yes, I have a lot of videos.
You've been killing it, and especially for being less than a year, in having made them. I didn't realize how much there was. I'm really impressed. So
Yeah,
it's
I was
great.
I was I was monetized in 6 months.
That's crazy. That's really good.
I want to do live streams, like I did on the CMC family with the promoter channel and meet new friends. But I was having an issue with that because I noticed when people connect, I don't promote sub for sub. I never did. When people connect to other channels, I always go back and watch. And everybody I connect to, I make sure I go watch a few of their channels. I mean their videos to let them know I'm there. Because the more and more I see you in my comment section, the more and more you'll see me in your comment section. I get, it's kind of gives me a because I had a hard time keeping up with people. That's why I had so many channels in the beginning.
Yep. Yep.
So never sub for sub, you guys. As new YouTubers, always check your emails and go ahead if you hug somebody in the channel. Um, YouTube turned off the what do you call that?
We'll go to channel. Yes.
The go-to channel. There is a way you can put it back on. I have that video. Oh, you're gonna do a video about that, right, Kevin?
I'm gonna do another one. Yeah, everybody's doing them, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do another one, but we all can do it. The reason why we can send everybody to one or the other, like for right now. So is it on your Cooking with Q channel?
It's on my community YouTube page.
Okay. So check out Q's channels if you want. Drop a link if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll drop the link.
And then you guys, if you don't already have the extension that we're talking about for Chrome, if you happen to be on a computer, when we lost that go to channel button, somebody came up with a workaround to fix it, and we're all using it. So forgive me for falling behind, but Jeff Northcote, thanks for coming back in again. I appreciate what you're saying about the car battery video that I did the other day. That's just an excuse to do another video. Not to mention, it is. I was fortunate to take a grade 9 auto shop class, and the reason why was really for the purpose of saving money and not being stranded. I mean, if you're driving on a highway or something like that, and there's nothing you can do, then you got to get a tow truck. But there's a lot of things that a person can fix easily, and it doesn't take a lot of tools, doesn't take a lot of strength or anything like that. That can really save time, money, and stress, So anyway, thank you, because I know you've mentioned it a couple of times, and I really appreciate your support. And it's nice to see everybody still in the chat. Hey, it's Jen. Thanks for coming in. Fire and Air Tarot, thank you as well. So I dropped the StreamYard link there again if anybody wants to hop in and have a chat. I know, hey, it's Jen's been very active lately. Fire and Air Tarot, do you go every day? Forgive me for not knowing, but obviously I don't sit and stare at my YouTube page all day. But you're on so often, and I wonder if it is every day. Thank you. Fire and Air Tarot shares me all the time, so I can tell you, like half of you probably in the chat. Forgive the way I'm putting that. Probably already know each other because we've met in growth streams, or we've been back and forth with these things, this, that. But everybody in here is a quality supporter because I don't see anybody that hasn't been with me several times. So feel free to connect with each other. As always, the instructions are at the bottom of the screen anyway. But, hey, it's Jen is very active.
Yeah,
Fire
hey,
Nerd
it's
Hero
Jen.
shares me.
Excuse me, Kevin. I've been looking for some of my old supporters and creators. Hey, it's Jen. How you doing? I have to come back to this chat and grab you up, or you can drop her link in the somebody can drop her link in the comment section. That'd be great.
In the chat you're talking about, Q?
In the chat, yes.
Oh, are you able to do it? I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, hey, it's Jen. She's a fun personality, but she's very active, especially lately, and she's got a lot of. I see a lot of potential in Hey, it's Jen. I know I've said this many times, but she's got some interesting stories. So she's a pleasure. I did hang out with her on a live one day. I just happened to catch her, and I was happy for that. Oh, you're on every day, but you don't go live every day. Okay. Yeah, Fire and Air Tarot goes live often. And I don't know what my story is, but I always end up catching you towards the end when you're wrapping up. So I'm looking forward to catching an entire stream from you. So hopefully I'll get that done sooner than later. But like I said, there's a lot of quality people in here. So if you're looking for connections, please don't be shy. I know everybody in here. I can speak for everyone when I say everybody's open to connecting with each other. And then by all means, so we're just talking YouTube right now, but if there's anything that you would like to discuss, any questions you have either for me or for Q, if you want to talk YouTube, if you want to let us know what you're doing at home. I'm always curious what everybody's up to. You know, I'm one of these guys who sits in front of computer screens all the time. That's my happy place. So I wonder what everybody else does while we got to be home all day and night. Just wanted to know more about engagement. Hey, it's Jen. Do you want to come on with us right now? I'd love it if you did. You don't have to feel obligated or anything like that. Well, typically, so Ma, we're not typically doing links. Q just happened to drop Hey, it's Jen in particular, but I'm not going to do too much with the links because I'm always worried about spam. I don't know the truth about what that thing, but everybody can connect with everybody here in the chat anyway. It's very easy if everybody wants to connect with each other. So I don't even have a clue how to pronounce what your channel name is here, but Maj ZD. That's if you want to connect, then by all means, just hopefully you guys can use the Chrome extension like I was talking about. But if not, then you know, we just do a simple search. But that's a unique name. Oh, no problem. Hey, it's Jen. So if there's any, is there any particular type of advice that either of us would be able to talk about that you would get some value from, Jen? Any particular area? Because her videos, like, you know, I don't know what you're filming with for a camera, but it looks like she's got a decent camera. She's got like decent lighting around her all the time. I don't know if you do that on purpose or if that's just, you know, you're lucky to have some decent lighting in your home or where you are when you're on all the time. But her stuff always looks good. She has a dynamic personality. Thumbnails are great and everything else on her channel. And not to mention, sorry, Maj, I don't have, I'm not doing share screen today at all. Otherwise, I'd pop people's channels up on the screen. But I'm not, I didn't bother setting that up before we started today. Q, you still with us? Maybe he stepped away. That's okay.
No, I'm still here. I'm just looking at the chat. Just give me a second for a sec.
So if I was just to go through basics, I might say consistency is key. Hey, it's Jen does fantastic with that because, like I said, she's very active. So you want to be putting out content at least once a week if you can. It doesn't have to be a video. It could be going live. But once a week is almost key. Trying to get watch hours up. So you can do simple calculations. I was talking to Hoops Family Network about this the other day. And not that this is not like, you know, fantastic advice. It seems fairly obvious, but you can do a calculation on how many hours you have right now. So I'm halfway. I have 2,000. I have about 30,000 views. So basically, I already know that if I get 60,000 views, I will have my 4,000 hours. It's all but guaranteed because my averages are just going to work out that way. So I know we're not necessarily supposed to just focus on views, but you can. So as you're out there promoting your video, especially on social media, you can start aiming for totals on your video. So you can say to yourself, okay, I need an average of, you know, how many views on my videos to make sure that I get the next 30,000 or whatever it's going to be. Your numbers might be different than mine. But you can do those simple calculations. The other thing is Also, watching your analytics can really help, especially when you start to get into how long people are staying on your videos. So one of the things I do that I always advise against, my intro is too long. We don't need intros anymore. We think we do because television taught us for 100 years or whatever it was that we need intros, but we don't. And so a simple little logo to show people your name is enough while you talk, actually. And what happens for me personally is I always do a little teaser. I say, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to save time and money changing a battery in your car. Then my intro plays, and I lose half the people when the intro starts. I know that already. So I'm thinking right now about how I could get rid of my intros altogether. But that's an idea, and it's heartbreaking, and it sucks, and you wish everybody cared to watch your intro and stuff like that. Yours might be different than mine. Maybe people want to see yours. They don't want to see mine, which is fine. It's not going to heartbreak me. All it is some footage with some music that not everybody's going to like behind it. But you can watch that graph that shows you how long people are staying, and you can see where are the drop-off points. So a lot of the pros that I follow, like Tim Schmoyer, Sean Cannell, Sonny Lenarduzzi, Vanessa Lau, Daryl Eves, and these guys, they will say that they don't want you to use language like, for instance, okay, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video, which I do in my own videos every time. Now, I do it deliberately, but the second you say, okay, everybody, it's like the same as on a phone call. You know it's ending. You're giving them permission to go. You're basically saying you have no more value that's going to come out of the last 20 seconds of this video, so you might as well go somewhere else, unless you want to listen to me drone on for 20 seconds. And, people have a limited amount of time, and attention spans are lower than ever, it seems, these days. So people jump back and forth all the time.
All the time.
So thank you, Kira, for staying with us. Smooth Jazz Traveler, thanks for coming in. Nightbot is behaving himself, so that's great. So yeah, feel free to connect in the chat. I certainly don't want anybody feeling obligated for any reason, but I will drop the StreamYard link again if anybody else wants to come in and join me in queue. But so, quality of video, but you don't have a problem with that, Jen. You don't have a problem with quality of video. I wonder how much promoting you're doing outside on the other networks, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's the hottest right now, obviously. I haven't thought, even for myself, of a way to make any kind of impact or bring value on TikTok as of yet for the content that I'm putting out. But I am always thinking about it. And then, Facebook is a great place if you're on Facebook and you have a following, because the engagement you get because of the way that Facebook works, the relationships that we have, they're real relationships, whether it's acquaintances or friendships or anything else. But there's a level of trust on Facebook that there isn't anywhere else. And I'm not talking about privacy. We know all the nonsense that goes on with that. I just mean, some of your high school friends might be on there. Lots of your family might be on there and things like that. So there's credibility when you drop there's credibility when you put a post out there for people to see. So you never know who's going to come in. The reason why with such low numbers, I barely got over 1,000 subscribers. I think I've not even 1,200, 1,100 and something. Oh, you promote on all your socials. Okay, well, this is really all you can do. The other thing, too, is I wonder how you do with hashtags and SEO then in the backs of the videos, if there's anything that can get you moving. And I use tools like TubeBuddy. I use rapid tags. Rapid tags I use when I'm really in a rush and I have to just, get it done. That thing's been down for a couple of days, so I don't know what's up with that. vidIQ. So I pay the first levels of TubeBuddy and vidIQ. So tags too. So you can, if you study your analytics, then eventually you're going to see what have you done that's right. And forgive me for now you say you think your video is just not that popular. There's when I see your channel, now keep in mind, I don't want to drone on about this, but I am a manager of professional channels. I've been on social media for the longest time. I was one of the first ones there. 1995 or 1996, I had a high-speed internet connection. So when I first saw your channel, your thumbnails, your presentation, especially after watching you, I keep saying this, but particularly from you, I expect big things. And maybe it's just a matter of time. We don't get to decide which video is going to be the one that takes off. We never get to decide. I wish we could. I wish we could say, I'm going to make a viral video and people are going to love it and this and that, but it never happens. An example is on my own channel. I used to be a DJ. I love vinyl records, and I still buy them to this day just for an enjoyment. It's like my guilty pleasure. It's such a waste of money, but I can't help myself. I just want them. And I think other people care. So I always unbox them. I always tell these stories about them. I've done top 5 videos. I've done unboxings. I've done record store day, which is a big thing and all this. And nobody cares. Now, I'm not upset because it's not me. They don't know they don't like the video until they see it anyway. But I think, oh, what a cool thing. People who like vinyl records will probably like to see these. And they don't. I'm wrong. And that's all there is to it. So then when I have videos like I took some flight lessons and we just made a video because why not? My guy had GoPros. He said, let's put a camera in the front, camera in the back. I'll put the video together and it'll just be a cool thing. I don't expect people to sit there and watch a skyline plane view for 45 minutes. It sounds cool when I say it. Yeah, oh, I took some flight lessons. Wow, that's cool. I'd like to see it. But after 3 minutes, it's, in my opinion, it's as boring as anything else. But it's not. It's my best performing video. We never get to decide. As well, and forgive me, it's not that I want to self-promote, but when I want to tell you the stories that I've been through so that maybe they can bring value to you and help you with your own opinion while you wonder what can help. I put a lot of music on my channel. When I was a DJ in my radio days, I did a lot of remixes. Some were on record labels, some were just for my own radio shows and stuff. But I put those all up now. It's all copyright stuff. The artists are going to get paid. I'm never going to get paid. And that's fine. Doesn't matter. I got paid for those years ago. But I don't get to decide which of the 35 songs are going to be the most popular. The most popular 2 artists that I have is Justin Timberlake and Jennifer Lopez. But they are not the hottest videos. They're just not. And one of the songs that I don't even like that I worked on is my number, I think it's my number 2 out of all the music. You just don't get to decide. So as you continue to put out content, study your analytics, see what you did right, you will be drawn and have instinct to do even more. But like I said, I expect big things from Hey It's Jen anyway. And I don't want to, it's not that I want to play favorites. It's just there's something about her and something about her personality, something about her channel that you can just see into the future and say, you're not going to be surprised when she has 100,000 subscribers one of these days. I
totally agree.
The other, so if you want to, is there anything you want to add to that, Q, before I drone on for another hour? Because I got more advice.
No, I totally agree with you. I've been watching Hey It's Jen channel for a while now, and she's a great creator as well as a great supporter, and I totally agree with everything you say. So keep up the good work, Hey It's Jen. I'll see you at 100,000.
So I can tell you another story. So there's another girl. Her name is Amber Good. I think she started as Amber Good Fit. So you couldn't tell by looking at me now, but I did go to a gym for a short period. And in the gym, I ended up working with a personal trainer just for the first couple of days. You pay for a couple sessions. They make sure you're not going to hurt yourself, and then you're on your own, right? And this guy's girlfriend also, the 2 of them are both personal trainers, this and that. She's a fitness fanatic and stuff like that. So she started her channel as fitness. And she started showing people, here's my workout, here's my food, like what I eat, what I do to stay healthy, what I do to be strong, stuff like that. She also happens to be a nurse. So she did a video about nursing, like come to work with me one day, and it took off. And now, you know what? You're gonna force me to look. I gotta see her channel, and I'm gonna drop a link for it, and I'm gonna tell you so that you can have a look at this for yourself. And you can actually, by looking at her channel, you'll see what happened. It was by accident. Now she does fantastic with nursing, and she started out as fitness. It just, I think it was an accident. I want to talk to her eventually about it too. Amber, good. You have to forgive me. I know I'm not showing my screen, but I'm just typing. 24,000 subscribers she has now, and her biggest videos, 431,000, a day in the life of a nurse. And then she's got some try-on videos. I'm gonna drop the link for you here so that you can see. But you don't get to decide. You know, it's too bad. We all wish that we could move. We all wish a lot of different things. But that's an example of a channel of somebody. I've never actually met her because, like I said, it's her boyfriend that I know. But she just is doing fantastically. So it's an example of what can happen to anybody by accident. Like I said, you don't get to pick. I'm very excited right now, personally. The tablet review video that I did the other day. I don't think it's any better than any other video that I've done, but it's just moving for me better than any of my videos. I'm still convinced it's going to be my top video. If it doesn't stop, then it's going to be my top video. It's not because of me. Now, that one is because of the product. The tablet that I keep talking about was a gift that Kristen gave me for my birthday that is from Huawei, or however you pronounce that company's name. And it's a very popular model. Now, she just happened to pick it. I have no idea what made her decide to get that particular one. And it doesn't matter because every little device I get now, I'm going to do a review video, of course. So I did the review, and I used everything that I know to do. I put my tags in. I did the description. I made the title what I thought would be useful. I did a great thumbnail, in my own opinion. I think that has a big thing to do with it because the click-through rate on that is really high. So I think the thumbnail has a lot to do with it. And but it's unlike any other thumbnail I've done too. And that video is just flying. Now, I'm happy because the things I want to do on YouTube personally are going to benefit from videos like that. I want to do Amazon affiliates and things like that. And it's getting me clicks like crazy. Not sales yet because it's only got a couple thousand views. But most of my videos get less than 500 views. So I think on average, my videos only get 200-300. So that video moving that fast, I put it up less than a month ago, I think, is an example. I had no idea. It's a pleasant surprise. And I think you're going to find the same thing. But the other thing, too, is I wonder how much, and I'm particularly focused on Hey, It's Jen, just because she engaged the conversation. But I wonder how much engagement you're doing with other people as well. So, for instance, when I run the Playlist Buddies project, which you've been a part of, what I have done is I'm very lucky that I don't have to just run. I can comment and like every single video. I don't sit there and stare at it. I don't watch like every video from beginning to end. It runs beside me while I work. But I do reach over every 10 minutes and leave a like, leave a comment. But because I'm doing that, if you can imagine, just one Playlist Buddies thing is 30, 40, 50 comments a week. I'm on all the time. And where possible, I'm in a lot of live streams and I'm growing. So what that means is I'm also going to many people's channels. I'm guessing anywhere from 20 to 50 a day and dropping comments. I do a small amount of social media, usually only after a video has been out. But as much engagement as you can put out for other people's content as well. Okay, Majay ZD, Q already showed your link, and we're not just dropping links in the chat, so forgive me for being stern about it, but we're not going to drop links constantly. If everybody wants to connect, the way to do it is to visit somebody one at a time, watch a short video in full, leave a meaningful comment related to the content of that video, give them a thumbs up. If you enjoy the creator's content, subscribe to them, and then come back to this chat and leave a heart or something by their name, and then they will get back to you.
That's right. Let's connect the right way.
Okay, thanks for dropping the link for that video as well.
Oh, you're welcome.
But so I know that when I talk about this stuff, Jen, I go way like on and on and on. So forgive me for just making it an extended speech, but I hope you get some kind of value out of the things I'm saying.
Yeah, it's good. It's really, I found, been in creative for a year. I found that it's really, really good to engage with your supporters, engage within the comments, watch everybody video that comments under your video. And I noticed that I get the same returning, if not new people. They you can't catch every video, but like I said, continue to engage in comments, and they will come back eventually. Because we all creators, we all got families and all that, and patience is very important to grow your channel.
So I try to engage in a lot of channels as well. Oh, the playlist. Yeah, you're right. Let it run while you work and while you sleep. Yeah, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when we do things like running playlists for people, everybody's only obligated ever to run them, not to do as I say. Like, I'm very lucky that I can comment and like. Not to mention on the Playlist Buddies project, that's my thing. So I feel like I have to. I want to maximize value for people, but I also want to maximize the value for myself as I continue to work on my reputation, as we're doing right now. So I wish that I had something that you could get more value from. Hey, it's Jen, because you sound like you're doing all the right things. So just please keep it up, because the other thing that we tell people is YouTube is a magical social network. It's different from all the others. And the reason why I say that is because all the work that we do today helps the work that we did yesterday and helps the work that we're going to do tomorrow. And that's not usually the case. So, if you put out a video that people like today, they will go back and watch older videos. You can put out evergreen stuff that people will be watching for weeks, months, and years, where that's not as relevant on a lot of other platforms. I can put a birthday post up on Facebook, and nobody cares, to go back and look at my birthday on Facebook for 3 years ago. But on YouTube, they might. If people like a birthday video, if they like watching people sing happy birthday and blowing out candles, they might binge. I find myself doing the same thing. When I watch a video, I usually watch 3 of the same thing. I want to see 3 different creators' points of view. And that goes for everything. That goes for family vlogs. That goes for vacations. It goes for tech reviews. It goes for tutorials. It goes for everyday content, even just people yapping and talking about, all the things everybody's going through. So, yeah, I'd love to be of more help. When Tuber Chat comes around, I will be putting channels on the screen. And there's what I wish for that project to become is what everybody wants from it. So we don't know what it's going to be yet. What is going to happen is I'm going to start it as a live stream, as does Happy Lux, Meldon Armra, Armed American Patriot, and all these others, Rocket Way, for instance. But as the crowd starts to build around it and let us know what they want, Tuber Chat will develop into something that brings great value. Ben, I'm so sorry. I saw you come in and I didn't say anything. I was busy yapping. I get way carried away with what I'm doing. So thanks for coming in. Ben is somebody.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
Oh, that's okay. Ben is somebody who's a great supporter of Jeff Lepard. And Jeff Lepard is, let's say, not to mention a great friend of mine and this and that. I manage his channels for him. So I've met Ben through Jeff. And I don't know, he's busy probably upstairs in his office right now. I'm at Jeff's place right this minute. But yeah, it's nice to see you in here. So thanks for coming by, Ben. Ben
If I
is
can say, Eden, sorry, I'm about that. Eden with Miss P. I see you. Thank you for joining my family. She has an amazing channel. Sorry, I'm just such a promoter. Watching your video right now. Her last video was Dungeness Crab Mukbang. That is my favorite. Seafood is one of my favorite dishes. So thank you, Eden with Miss P.
Yeah, and then Jeff Northcote says he's never considered vlogging or streaming to the concern over the trolls. Pretty sure they give up pretty quickly. Every time he locked in, he'd be met by lots of less than complimentary comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Now, so Jeff Northcote and Ben Newton Chronicles that are in the chat are people that I've met because Jeff Lepard, who I run the channel for, he went to Thailand recently and he did a vacation. He did a lot of live streaming, and it went spectacularly as far as channel growth goes because he had 4,000 subscribers before he went, and he got 1,500 while he was there. So he's almost at 6,000 now. Now, we weren't expecting that. And it's because of the vacations. Like, Jeff does have a dynamic personality, you know, and this and that. So that helps. He is good at it. But we weren't expecting that growth. But along with that growth came headaches that I can't even begin to describe. And, you know, trolling is a part of that, especially these days after YouTube removed that feature, at least for now. I hope they put it back. But now we can't tell when there's fake channels. You know, if somebody makes a channel with the same name, and I learned only recently that it's very possible to make 100 accounts an hour for anybody. Anybody can sit there and just pump the things off. And when they get banned, it doesn't ban the master account, unlike something like Twitch or maybe Mixer or other streaming services. So I hope they do something about this, but it's a big problem right now. So when Jeff Northcote says, you know, like trolling is a big concern, it absolutely is. There's tools we can use in the back end of YouTube that help. So I have a banned words list. It's not very easy to put curse words and things like that into my chats. And I expand that list all the time by adding in things that I know are considered spam by YouTube. But as well, like, to tell you a story, the very first time I went live, I think it was the first time, one of my friends, one of my in real life friends, saw that I was live. So he called two more of my in real life friends. They all came on and spammed my chat because they thought it was funny. They were making jokes from like 10 years ago and this and that. But nobody in the chat knows what they're talking about. And they have no idea that I take YouTube seriously. They just think, oh, you know, he's just sitting here yapping. So let's bust his chops a little bit. And they chased everybody away, and it ruined the whole chat and, you know, whatever. I didn't get upset about it, but this is the kind of thing that can happen. So moderators can help with that too. But, you know, the crowd, and so there's Jeff Lepard right now, Do It All Sealing. So, yeah, this is what we're talking about. So Jeff's had his experience, but I've learned through Jeff's channel, as I have many other things, and managing that for him, what trolls can do and how to deal with them. I'm now a moderator on, I don't know, well over 10 channels. And I take that seriously too, much more than I probably need to. But you can't be, I don't know if you could take things too seriously, you know, when it comes to that. We're protecting a lot of different things here. You know, we're all trying to build, we're all trying to grow. But the other thing is we want to keep things fun, positive, or I do anyway, right, on this particular channel. I want things always fun, always positive, always optimistic, and getting onto the trolls right as they start. It can be helped by moderators, although that is a volunteer situation. So while I never advise anybody to have too many moderators, you do have to have a few, because not everybody could just be there all the time. Like Q, who's in the panel with me right now, we're moderators for each other. Yes. Jeff is a moderator. All of his channels are set probably to mod on my channel, and he could help if he needed to, but Jeff is not an active mod. If a disaster came where somebody was hammering spam, he could stop it. But I've been moderating for people now long enough that when I see somebody new come in, sometimes you can tell just by the first thing that they say. But anyway, I don't want to go too.
Yeah, let me I want to say something. When I first was going, when I was in review, they told me I had too many moderators. Anybody else had that problem before?
I've heard of it from other people, but I've never experienced it myself. I wonder.
Yeah,
if
I had to unmod everybody and remod as I went on.
Yeah, eating with Miss P. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I absolutely. What I intend to do, I really do enjoy helping people. You know, if you're going to run a channel and you're going to give benefit to people, you're going to get benefit anyway. For in many different ways. There's obviously money at the end of the tunnel for a lot of people, but there's other things you can build. You can, the cap on mods. Hey, it's Jen. Do you know anything about that, Q? Is there a cap?
I don't know. There is a cap because my first channel I had way over 30 mods, and but now I just keep it less. I'll just be on the safe side, keep less than 10 moderators. And I had a problem. Moderators was some of my moderators was hiding some of my a lot of my supporters. So some lives I was going when I was in some lives, they DM me and said, "Q, do you see my my messages?" I said no. So I had to look, and a lot of the be careful who you let moderate your channel because they can hide people from your channel. So I had that problem before.
Yeah, and I've heard of that as well. Things can happen by mistake. Jeff was live streaming. So the funny thing is, Jeff had not live streamed, and I keep saying Jeff, but it's Do It All Ceiling here. So Jeff had not live streamed before going on vacation. So when he did, he hadn't done it from a computer, only ever from the phone. And the phone is, I don't want to say it's more complicated. Now, I have never live streamed from the phone, not myself. So I'm talking as if I know what it's like, and I don't because I haven't done it. But it seems to me to be easier to mod from a computer because you can click, there's a little bit more control. But I just think that, so you can forgive me if I'm wrong. But when Jeff was live streaming, one of the guys who's very popular in that crowd of streaming was came into Jeff's chat, and Jeff accidentally banned the guy. What we did is we made the guy a mod, but we did it without asking. We did it like as it was almost like a tribute kind of thing. Like the guy, he can absolutely be trusted. We know that, but we didn't expect him to be an active mod. We just wanted him to have the benefit of the blue wrench so that people would identify that he's there, right? And he asked to be unmodded because people started asking, why are you a mod? Why are you a mod? Why are you a mod? Or whatever the story was. And Jeff accidentally banned him when he was trying to just unmod him from the phone. But it's because he was live streaming at the time. And as a matter of fact, Q did something.
That's how we met.
the first day that I met Q, he accidentally timed me out. And he was worried that I was going to get all upset about it. But I understood right away that it could be a mistake. And I've seen people in chats, maybe we all have, where somebody times them out or blocks a message, and they just start snapping. So anyway, those are a couple funny stories. But
yeah, that was funny.
it's easy for that to happen.
We've been good friends ever since.
That's true. Yeah, but that's we may not have otherwise developed a friendship the way we have if it wasn't for such a meaningful beginning to our connection. You never know, right?
I think he was talking about subs, like submarine sandwiches, and I looked at the word too fast.
It's possible,
I
yeah.
said, do not use them words.
But I was so new too. When I met Q is the first one who was doing a growth stream connecting people that I had met, because the way that worked out, Jeff in the very beginning with his personal channel was doing a little sub for sub. So I knew right away not to do it when it came time for me to start taking my channel seriously. And he went through a bit of a headache over that as well. But because of that, we did meet a couple of people. So there's a couple of good supporters that just happen to connect, let's say, on Instagram with the sub for sub tag and stuff like that. Now, I advise against it. Please, please, please never use it. But out of
Yes,
all that
please
stuff,
never use sub for sub. I got a great saying. What is a sub without a view?
there you go. Yes, if the sub is not going to come back and watch, it's not going to help. Forgive me, I'm just catching messages here at the same time.
I'm doing the same thing, actually. My Instagram never stops.
Oh, I lost my train of thought because I was yapping, but that's okay.
Who was talking about not using sub for sub?
Yeah, I would avoid it. Oh, so anyway, yeah. But through that, I met somebody, met somebody else, eventually the Hoop Family Network, and then through the Hoops Family Network, I met TMC. TMC was the first one that was doing a growth stream. So I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this. Angbisayasa?
It's yeah. I'm not even gonna try. You know, I'm bad with names.
Angbisayasa. It looks like I might be getting that close to right. So please forgive me for if I'm not getting it accurate.
Welcome.
Yeah, I didn't actually welcome you in, and I'm so sorry because you've been here a while. So thank you very much for coming in. And again, everybody, I know the instructions are at the bottom of the screen, but if you want to connect with each other, like we're talking about from these growth streams, then by all means. I was distracted there for a second, Kristen, looking at the phone. If you want to connect with each other, then by all means, please do it. Not everybody in the chat is into the growth streams and does the connecting like we're talking about, but there are a few people here. Most of the people here will be open to connecting. So if you want, then by all means, I'm just reading the name, Ang Bisaya Sa. I hope that's a little bit closer. Ang Bisaya Sa. So what we do when we want to connect with somebody, you visit a person's channel one by one. You just go to their channel. You don't have to ask. And then you watch a short video, which must be more than 30 seconds, but I always aim for something a minute, 2 minutes, however much time you can spare. So 1, 2, 3 minute video. You leave a meaningful comment related to the content of the video, and then you thumbs up for them, right? If you enjoyed the creator's content, then you subscribe to them. I subscribe to everybody. But then you come back here and you just leave a single emoji next to their name, particularly a heart, and everybody knows what that means, and they will go back to your channel and do the same thing for you. So
and it's very important to be sure not to subscribe. You can't have too many subscriptions than your subscribers. I had that problem on my first channel. So be sure to, if you want to watch that person content, be sure that content is something you want to watch. Always read the About Me page. It's very, very important.
That's good advice too. Yes, I forget that. And Vern's Junk Closet talks about that too. She's another good authority in the small YouTuber community. And she talks about that, reading the About page. I think it was her that mentioned it as well. Q does a fantastic job of reminding people to do that. But yeah, have a look at the creator. I follow people now who I never would have otherwise followed, but I'm happy to see what they do. Fire and Air Tarot is a perfect example. It's not something I ever searched for, but because we met in a growth stream, now I'm interested to see what happens on that channel. And there's lottery scratching channels. I can't believe, if you'd have asked me 20 years ago if I would sit and watch people scratch lottery tickets for 3 minutes, I would have lost any amount of money betting on that. But I have sat there and watched it because I'm enjoying the journey right now of watching smaller creators. And when I say small, I just mean people with less than 10,000 subscribers. Now, my intention, we'll see what happens in the coming years. My intention is to stay in this group. So while I would like to go and help and teach the way that Sean Cannell and Daryl Eves and Sonny Lenarduzzi do, they are very big. They have millions of followers. They're just in a different league. But there are always
Fire and Air Tarot.
There's always going to be newcomers, and there's always going to be people starting out. So the crowd is always going to be plentiful. There's just going to be more and more. So for me personally, that's what I'd like to help the most. I've always had a special place in my heart, if you want to call it that, for people with small businesses, people with entrepreneurial mindsets. There was a brief year that I sold life insurance for a company, and I took a lot of training, and I did train other people as well. So I would take 20 hours of training a week, and then I would train people for 4 hours on Saturdays. And when we were talking about people getting into that kind of a thing, what I found was a lot of people who have an entrepreneurial spirit, small business people, or people who want to be self-employed and stuff like that, it can be tough because you're the cook, the bottle washer, the chef, you're wearing every hat in your small business, and it's so much to do. You got to run the business and market it and do your own accounting and everything else. And the trouble is, it's hard to build up sometimes money that way. And while money is not always the goal for everybody on YouTube, and I understand that, it is for most of the people I've connected with. Maybe it's not the goal, but everybody's happy that there is money on the way. Jeff, for instance, like I said, so he, at 4,000 subscribers, was already making $1,000 a month on AdSense, not to mention between $150 and $200 a month on Amazon as an affiliate. So that's an example of what's possible. And what I would like to do is be able to help people start to build up what they want. If money's the goal, that's fine. But whatever they want to get out of YouTube, because I feel like I'm good at this, then I think I can bring value. And I want to help. I keep saying this. What I'd like to do really is make it easier for the people who have come in after us than it was for us. And I'm young at this too. I've been on YouTube for several years, but I've only started in the small YouTuber community 4 months ago, but maybe 5 now. I want to make it easier for the people who start than it was for us. And especially if it comes to money being the goal, I feel not only myself, but this community has so much to offer. I've met the most generous people and the most considerate and thoughtful people over the last several months. Q is a perfect example of that. That's why him and I have become so close now. But we're able to bring value, and there's so many other people around here. I don't know if the Crockett Way's been able to be in here at all. She was the first one to leave a message on the chat here. But, everybody's very busy. That's why I appreciate from everybody who is here every minute that you can spend, because you got a lot of people to follow, a lot of people to support. And I understand that. So, but I hope that we can bring value with the connections that I've built with people like Q, people like I've mentioned, the Hoops Family Network, Vern's Junk Closet, the Crockett Way, and others. I hope that we can all build a lot of value for people, and there's benefit in that. I'm going to run this Tuber Chat project, and of course it's going to make money and this and that. I'm not concerned about it, because if you never quit, you will get what you wanted anyway. You have to be willing to give, and in my opinion, you have to be willing to give more than you expect to receive. So if you wish people would leave 2-sentence comments on your videos, you need to be putting out 3-sentence comments on theirs. And it's still not going to happen, but it can. You will find the highest quality connections will come when you are giving so much that they couldn't possibly give back as much as you're giving. That's what I know. I talk very, I romanticize the situation when I talk about it, but I believe it wholeheartedly. This is why, if you follow me for any period of time, you'll see I have generous, very thoughtful and considerate people around me all the time in my chats and on my live streams, or when I'm hanging out in people's live streams. People are very considerate and thoughtful, but there's reason for that. And I want to be able to share that benefit with everybody coming in as well. So forgive me. Let me just get back into the chat.
We got Leon Legendary Productions in the building. How you doing? Welcome to the chat.
Now, there's an example. So Leon is somebody who is a connection with me. We're connected on Instagram as well. And like I said, as our channels get bigger, as we follow more people, and as they follow, our followings get bigger, it becomes difficult to support everybody as much as you would like. You find yourself constantly saying to people, "Oh, I got to catch up on your videos." But I think if you support everybody to the best of your ability within reason, then if we're all doing that, everybody's going to get what they need anyway. So where, a year ago, you might have had time to sit there and watch 5 videos from somebody, whereas today you might say, I can only watch one. I've got 5 people to watch. I have to watch 1 video from each instead of 5 videos from one. I think we all probably understand that happens. So forgive me, I'm just having a look at Jeff Northcote's thing here. My vision is not what it once was, so I gotta concentrate here. Passed on when I first became aware of Jeff from Do It All Sealing. Oh, this Western guy in town looks way out of place. So funny, Jeff Northcote. Desperate to head back to other exotic locations. Yeah. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Thailand or any of the destinations that we talk about when we talk about Jeff and the crew from Thailand and stuff like that, I don't believe that is in my future, and I appreciate you saying that. I do intend on doing some vacation vlogs, when I can ever get on a vacation, but that they're going to do well. Anyway, I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, so eating with Miss P, I appreciate you saying that. So the truth is I do find myself to be a very passionate person anyway, but when it comes to this, so when it comes to what we're talking about, and I keep saying small YouTubers because that's the most common way of describing it. When you search small YouTubers watch this or small YouTubers much watch, you see how much comes up, right? So that's why I keep using the term. But for people who have less than 10,000 subscribers, people who are trying to build, they want subscribers, they want recognition. I don't know if it's recognition, but they want, views, likes, and all this other stuff. I can help with that. And I love the idea of doing it because I understand, like, I am not an artist. I can't draw a picture that's very nice. I can't write music. I can do lots of things with other people's music, but I cannot write. I'm a technical guy. If you want me to do something online, I can usually get it done. But when it comes to artistic, I am not that person. And it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, we all know that we have some kind of limits. One of the things that I think I'm great at is marketing. And I have a long history in this and that. So I want to be able to share that because it doesn't cost me anything. And the longer we're on YouTube, I can put out all the information that I want for free. Perhaps I will find things that I can charge people for at some point, but I will cross that bridge when I come to it. In the meantime, what I love about YouTube, and there's more magic to this, is that I don't like the Robin Hood mentality, steal from the rich to give to the poor. I don't like that. However, in this case on YouTube, we all understand what AdSense is and the fact that the ads run, and this is how the creators get paid. This is how YouTube keeps the lights on and stuff like that. So you can make videos and you can share your knowledge for free where you wish people might pay you for it, let's say, but you're going to get paid for it anyway. When you do have those videos that start to hit the 10,000 views and the 100,000 views, like Jeff's got a few that are over 100,000 views now, he makes $20, $30, $50 per month. Actually, Jeff, well, if you want to come in, Jeff, let me know. If anybody wants to come in, I'll drop the StreamYard link again. Jeff, if you want to come in and talk, then by all means, but you don't have to feel obligated to. And I don't want to keep losing my train of thought here. But as we start to build, I can help with that. When the AdSense rolls, we can make money from that. And as we become Amazon affiliates and other things, we can make money from that. Lots of people are starting T-shirt shops now. Lots of people have memberships. Lots of people have sponsorships. Jeff was on his 4th, 5th, or 6th sponsor before he left for Thailand in February. He's come back to what I think he said was 10 or 20 emails. Okay, well, I'm not going to get all upset about the link thing. He came back to all these sponsorship emails. Now, some of it's nonsense. Some of it's garbage products that you wouldn't even want to tell people to use. But some of it's legitimate. And this can happen for everybody. So if money is a factor, it's there. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who making a little bit of extra money every month, whether it's $50 or $300 or $1,000, it would mean the world and it would change life for them. There's a lot of things, money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys a lot of things that can make you happy. For instance, it can pay for things. You can give, you can donate, you can make your life for your friends and your family around you better, and you can be happier with some of the things. Not to mention, there's accomplishment that comes along with it. It feels great to be making $20 a month and then make $30 a month and then make $40 a month. So because we can help with that, that's why I get so passionate about this, is because I know it's there and it's guaranteed. And the reason why I can say that is because we've already done it for Jeff, who's in the chat right now. Jeff is, like I said, even never mind super chats and things like this that have started now because he's been live streaming. But even before that, starting in January, he had, like I said, around 4,000 subscribers and was already making $1,000 a month. How would you love to have an extra $1,000 a month? And I do mean extra. Now, it costed Jeff a lot of money to get this going because he chose to have me help him. But for everybody who's got a YouTube channel right now, you're producing your videos, you're filming your videos, I'm assuming, you're making your thumbnails, unless you're paying anybody. Whereas with Jeff, while he does decide the videos to be done, and he does a lot of the filming himself when I can't be around, I do get paid to film for him, and I do get paid to produce the videos. And that comes to another thing as well. This is, in my opinion, the biggest way to make money on YouTube. All the things you're doing for yourself, you can do for other people. So if you made a video this week and you put it up on YouTube, you can get paid to make a video for somebody else and put it up for them. You can get paid to make thumbnails. You can get paid to write scripts. You can get paid for music. You can get paid for producing videos. You can get paid to film. You can get paid for advice. There are so many ways. And you're already doing it. So I'd love to see people do that. Like I said, for a lot of people, a little bit of extra money would help. For some people, a lot of money would help. Either way, it's there. And I know money's not always the answer, but there are a lot of other benefits you can get from building an audience and building a crowd, and YouTube is a great platform for that. So I'm just passionate because I know that I can help, and I see with my own eyes how the benefit can really come through with people, especially when it comes to a little bit of money. Forgive me because I'm falling behind on my phone here too. Q, you still there, or did I make you fall asleep?
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
If you get me talking about YouTube, I know I repeat myself 100 times too, but I just am so passionate about this, and it's not just for myself. If I continue to do the things I'm doing, I'm going to get what I want anyway. You see that? But I really do love helping people, and I really do love maximizing impact for people. So I'm certainly not the greatest that there is when it comes to marketing. If you look at my own stuff, you'd say like, Kev, well, you've only got 1,000 people on Instagram. Like, that's nothing. And you're right, it isn't, because I'm not an Instagram pro. When it comes to YouTube, absolutely, then I am a pro. I can say that. But when on the other social networks, I've got a better than average following on Facebook, but I've still only got just barely over 1,000 people on Facebook as well. Not to mention pages and groups and all this other stuff. But I just want to be able to help. So if somebody wants more of what I can help them with, then I absolutely want to help, because I can help for free. And then, I'll get paid from AdSense and Amazon affiliates and stuff like that. And the biggest part, it doesn't cost anybody anything. So if you make a YouTube channel for free and you put all your advice out there for free, and you don't hold back, so people know that you're actually giving, like what, you're I don't know, you live by your own words. You're actually giving the best advice that you can give, and you're putting yourself completely out there. The truth is, you're going to get the benefit back anyway, because people are going to see it. They're going to say kind things, like, some of the people are saying to me as well in the chat here. And I do really appreciate it. I don't mean to skip over so much of the chat all the time. but you're going to get your benefit out of it anyway, and it doesn't cost anybody anything. So if somebody comes to me and says, Kev, can you teach me how to make a thumbnail? Or like a better example is the stuff I've already done. So I did a Twitter tutorial and an Instagram tutorial to help you get more impact and show you the way that I promote all of the YouTube channels that I manage on Instagram and Twitter. Some people might have a better idea than I do, but it's there so that people can get help and be better. Now, I don't have to charge anybody to say that, because one of these days, those videos are there forever now. I'm going to get AdSense money and affiliate money from Amazon and stuff like that anyway. So it doesn't cost anybody any money to watch the video and learn. So I get to put free education out there and still build my reputation, build my, and I get all the benefits that we all want out of YouTube anyway. So I know I'm saying the same thing 100 times. I do it all. Forgive me.
I'm loving it. Keep going.
I love this stuff.
All right, shout out Geo. I can't pronounce the name. Jan81 says, shout out to everybody. Hello and welcome to the chat. And Ace Flow 1 is back. Thank you for coming back.
Ben Newton's talking about Jeff's our first asphalt live stream. So the other half of my full-time job right now is doing construction with Jeff. So Jeff from Do It All Ceiling owns Do It All Ceiling is his company. It's basically a construction company. So asphalt, driveway sealing, concrete, home renovations, and things like this, as well as he does several other online things, which I help him with, which is eBay store. He runs an Amazon store that I haven't touched yet, but as well Kijiji, and then we got the YouTube stuff and websites and everything else. So Jeff is absolutely an entrepreneur at heart, but he has this business, and when construction can open up again, we are like ready to work, and there's lots of work ready to go, but they're not giving us the go ahead on the outdoor work yet, because everything that's going on in the world, I guess I'd like to think it's because everybody wants to be safe, but I think the truth of the matter is everybody's worried about everybody calling the cops all the time, because we've heard lots of stories about guys being out working, and that's happening. Guys are calling the city, guys are calling the cops, because anybody that's out, they want to know, are they supposed to be out? So we're just waiting to see. As soon as we get the go ahead, we're going to be out working. And when we do, then we intend on live streaming on the Do It All Ceiling channel, at least, probably on Jeff's channel as well. I might do some back and forth stuff with him as well. Jeff Northcote saying, making jokes about me and Jeff. It's funny because I joke all the time when I'm in Jeff's live streams. I tell everybody I've been working with Jeff for years now. We're starting year number 5 in a row, but I've known Jeff for 15 years. We've been friends, and we used to work together and things like this a long time ago on other things. But I keep telling people all the time I've been trying to quit for years, and I can't get out everything I try. But it's just a joke. And then, sorry, I'm just skipping up in the chat. I do a bad job of falling behind in the chat. I start talking so much, but I appreciate the kind things that have been said in here. And yeah, thank you for reminding everybody. Thumbs up. This that. Yeah, if you can't, thank you, Crockett Way. Yes, thank you for sharing. Happy to have you back in here. We were saying a couple pleasant things about you a little bit earlier. I appreciate the fact that you were on so early. If anybody wants to come in on the panel, then I'll drop the StreamYard link as well. Oh, that's not it. That was probably Amber Good's channel. Was a channel I was talking about earlier. The StreamYard link is here. Crockett Way, if you're able to come in, I'd love it. TMC is with me right now as well.
Hey, Crockett Way, I'm just making coffee real quick.
Okay, Eating with Miss P, thanks very much. Thank you for, I appreciate, like I said, every minute that everybody can spend, because I know we've got a lot of people to follow, a lot of people to support. So if there's anything, I mean, we've been talking YouTube the whole time, but I don't want to limit the conversation. If anybody has anything they'd like to talk about, or anybody has questions, certainly if there's anything that Q or I would be able to help you with, advice or opinions, or if you just want to give me feedback, or I'd love to know what everybody's doing. Mad JZD, I don't know why I'm so wrapped up in it, but I'd just about do anything to get you to stop asking us to drop your link. It's almost becoming spam now, so forgive me for being so harsh about it, but you dropped your link earlier already. It's really not going to help. If you're worried about us dropping your link in my chat to try to grow your YouTube channel, you got a bigger battle than that to fight out there. So the best I can do is wish you the best with that. I'm happy to support anybody, and if you want to connect with everybody the way that we've been talking about, just follow the instructions on the screen. And I know there's a lot of people in here who'd be happy to connect with you as well. So as I was saying, thank you. I do appreciate every minute everybody can spend, because you know, as our channels get bigger, as we follow more people, and as our followings get bigger, we you know, it's a lot of people to follow. I am subscribed now, so I know the ratio. There's something that YouTube puts in place to say you can't subscribe to too many people, but I lost count a long time ago about how many people I'm subscribed to. So I think it's getting on a couple of thousand by now. I was subscribed to well over 1,000 people when I got my first 1,000, and that's just kept going and going and going. So I wouldn't be surprised when I look at my YouTube homepage. There are, at all times of the day, 20 to 30 people live at a time. So it's a lot to choose from. Thank you, Jeff Northcote. That's funny. You know, I find it funny because I watch Westworld as well. Westworld is a monster show, eh? Like, what a big show. It's a really, I haven't seen anything like it before. For any of you, if you happen to have watched Westworld, I don't watch a lot of television at all, and I consider everything television, Netflix and all that stuff. And Kristen and I watch different shows, different types of shows. She's much more into a lot of reality shows. She watches a lot of cooking shows, a lot of like Big Brother, Survivor, and stuff like this. I don't watch a lot of that. I watch sitcoms. I like The Office and Seinfeld and things like that more often. But I used to like 24, for instance. I like political dramas and things like that. A lot of times I like really boring stuff now. And it's not often that we can find a show that we both really enjoy. It's easy to watch a television show and say like, oh, that's okay, or watch a couple of episodes. Now you want to see what happens, so you think you like it. But there's not a lot that we really get hooked on. So there's a few that we watch. So we watched Designated Survivor, but again, that's political drama. Like, that's back to the 24. It's actually Kiefer Sutherland in it. We watched Blacklist. And that is probably because James Spader, he was in The Office, so I became a fan of him because of that. I did see him do a one episode of Seinfeld as well. Not that I knew at the time, I never cared. But it's his show, Blacklist, so I was happy to see him get his own show. And then Westworld is a show that we tried. Now, season 1, we really enjoyed. Season 2 just seemed to be a lot of gore, a lot of it's just killing, and that's it. There didn't seem to be a lot of story to it. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I was just getting bored and stuff like that. I don't know. But we've started season 3 now, and I hope I'm right about that it's on season 3, so that we can give it another chance, because we did enjoy it. And then the show that I like more than any other is Billions. I am just crazy about that show. What was Kevin Spacey's show? The government, the political drama show, House of Cards. when that came out, I was so excited, and I did feel like I loved the first season. And as the show continued on, I was convinced that I like it, but for some reason, I feel like I didn't like it as much. So you can see what I mean when I say I'm very particular. I don't watch a lot of television. I don't want to spend too many hours watching it, but I do enjoy watching some things. Especially Kristen and I share a few shows together, and that makes it okay. But Billions, I absolutely want to watch. So episode 6, TMBLT sandwich. Yeah, the I forget what episode we're on for Westworld now. It doesn't feel like we've watched more than 3 episodes of season 3. But anyway, there's another show. So I don't know if anybody else watches that or at Billions, like I talk about. I'm just crazy about that show. It makes me, I look forward to it so much. Now, there's a piece of advice that I give to a lot of people on YouTube as well. If somebody's looking for ideas, the show The Walking Dead, and then The Talking Dead that follows it. So they play the show The Walking Dead, which is massively successful. And then, so people watch the show, and then they watch the Talking Dead after, where they're just talking about what they just watched. That is phenomenally successful as well. So on YouTube, you have the opportunity to do anything you want. Make your own TV show. Yeah, I never watched the last. Watched the last episode, the last season of House of Cards after Kevin Spacey left. Not for really any reason. I just haven't been back to watch. I might give it a try, but not too excited about the idea. And then Peaky Blinders, I haven't. I know people are crazy about it. I haven't watched it. Maybe I'll have to try giving it a try. But when I talk about Billions and what the idea that we have, what we have for YouTube, everybody's got their own television show. So you can talk about anything you want, right? I choose to do a lot of social media and stuff like this or whatever. But you could do the unofficial after show of any other television show in the world. Or as well, you could do an after show for anything that you see, like reviews of movies, reviews of television shows. But an idea, and I don't know if I'm going to do it. You can steal it if you want, but there's an idea. It's not my idea anyway, but there's an idea that I may do because I preach about it so much, but I don't know if I can pull it off because it's always so late at night on Sunday that it happens. But for instance, the TV show Billions that I'm so crazy about, an idea could be that you are doing the unofficial after show of a TV show like Billions. And then all you do is you watch the TV show while it's on. Now, you don't want to put it up on your screen or anything like that because you don't want copyright. You don't want the sound from it or anything like that. You can listen to it quietly. And then you come on a panel. Like, for instance, StreamYard is great for this. We can have up to 6 people in here. You do the panel where everybody's watching the show together and reacting to it because people seem to like reaction videos as well, although I haven't done one. And then afterwards, you're talking about what you just watched and just talking for an hour about the TV show that you just watched for an hour. So there's an idea that can be done for literally any television show out there. And especially because a lot of these things happen weekly. So if you're looking for weekly content, you're like, oh, I'm out of ideas. I just don't know what to do. Or if you're thinking about starting and you want an idea, that could be one. And I tell people all the time, you can just put something on a table in front of you, talk about it for 10 minutes, and that's a video. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything that you like, anything that you enjoy, or anything that you know about, you will be giving value to people because you're giving your opinion. So Siri, thank you for coming in. It's interesting to see Siri here. So we've got quite a mix of people in the chat. So thank you everybody for coming to support. Yeah, there you go, Jeff Northcote. So Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I forget about this. See, I have watched some episodes of The Walking Dead, but not tons of it. And then, as I said, I'll drop the StreamYard link again in case anybody wants to come in and join the panel as well. Hopefully Q will be back shortly. He just went to make some coffee. And then if there's, we don't really worried about any particular topic. We've been on for a while, but we're just talking, particularly YouTube for most of the time because I always end up doing that. But I'm curious to know what everybody's doing while they're home. And then if there's anything that you'd like to know, any questions I can answer, or anything that you'd like to talk about, then by all means, please just let me know in the chat here.
I am back. I am back.
There we go. How's your coffee?
Coffee is delicious. I did have I got two, my cat had kittens and they driving me nuts right now. They 8 weeks old.
Oh, Peaky Blinders. I'm trying to figure out what Kristen said. She says she loves PB so much. Peaky Blinders. I don't know who Nick Cave is, but that's all right. Yeah, Kristen watches
Siri. How you doing, Siri? Siri's
another person who came over from Jeff Lepard. I met her in Jeff Lepard's chats. He's somebody that he met when he was over in Thailand. Ben Newton Chronicles. I didn't know that the average Thai spends 2.4 hours a day on YouTube. I didn't know that, but it makes sense. I mean, there, especially right now. I don't know if you're talking about stats that have come out lately because of what's going on, but when my son was growing up, he's grown now, but when he was growing up, he would watch YouTube, and this is, forever ago. We're talking 15 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer, if I remember right. And I couldn't stand it. I was like, dude, how can you watch this? Oh my God, please turn it off. We got to put the TV on. Let's just watch 24 or, whatever it was at the time. And he was too young to be watching 24, but whatever, right? And it's funny because I didn't see what he saw, and he would watch some stuff, like some I don't even know who the creators were now, like, because that's so long ago. But he would watch things, and I didn't find any humor in it at all. And he would just be almost falling on the floor laughing at some of the stuff, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What do you see that I don't see? I don't get it." And if you want to take a lesson about what the future is going to look like, you can look through the eyes of a young teenager and see what they're into and try to get an opinion on how they view the world and how they view all this social media stuff and this and that. Like, for instance, TikTok. So it's been long enough now. 6 months ago, people were laughing at TikTok. Oh, this is dumb. This is never going to be anything. It's not going to be the next Instagram, this and that.
Yes.
Matter of fact, before people even started joking, it was already the #1 downloaded app and used app in the world. That beats Instagram, that beats Facebook, that beats everything. It's kind of remarkable to think about that, because it's the only instance that I know of where an app has been so popular and came to the Western world last. It usually doesn't happen. So I'm just having a look through the chat again.
I agree with that. And I just created a TikTok page myself. So me and Team T is going to be doing some TikTok soon.
That'll be all right. So you guys will be more entertaining than I ever will. I don't know what to do on TikTok yet. For a social media guy, I rhyme off about this stuff all the time, and I just don't have ideas for myself, because
you could pretty much put anything on TikTok. TikTok been around for a long time. My children been using it. I think it was called Musical.ly before.
That's right.
My kids been using it for so long, and now everybody's on it. Celebrities, stars, more YouTubers are getting on there.
So I've been preaching to a lot of people. So this is just some advice that I'll force on everybody. So if you're running YouTube or you're worried about any of these social media channels, then please sign up for them all. And the reason why I say that, you want to lock your name in. So only a few times, like on Pinterest, I am, I think, Kevin K. DJ or something like that. Everywhere else, I'm Kevin K.
Okay, question. What is Pinterest?
So Pinterest is another social network, and it has its interesting facts about it. What you do is basically when you find something on the internet that you like, you can pin it. And what it does, it's supposed to symbolize if you had a, what do they call it? Like a cork board. Remember in school, we had like a big cork board and the teacher would post notes.
Oh yeah.
Or you know what I'm talking about? So it's made like, they call it a pin board or something like that, right? I haven't been using Pinterest. I haven't been active on it for a while. I got into it when it started, but I've been laying off because I haven't found much value. They do allow you to post links. So there is a lot of value there. So what you do is you find something, and then what you're able to do, like, for instance, cooking with Q. So you enjoy cooking, you enjoy food, you enjoy all the things that have to do with preparing food and being healthy and things like this.
Right.
So you might make boards. You might have a board for unique spice combinations. You might have a board for cooking utensils that you like, or kitchen setups that you find fascinating that people have in their homes, and you make each one on a different board, and it's just to share. So if somebody else is into the same things that you're into, somebody like lots of other cooks, lots of other chefs might find your board and also like some of the stuff that you like. You're basically just putting something out there. Here's a collection of stuff that I like. And then other people might say, oh, I like your collection. I like some of that stuff too. And that's really all it is, but you can link. Now, the unique part about Pinterest, it's incredibly easy to post because that's all it is. You're just posting links. It's very visual. People want to see the pictures that come along with the links. You have a picture and a link below it. You can add a little bit of text, like a little description, but it's visual. And the way that they lay it out, you'd have to see it. But it's not like Facebook or YouTube or anything else where we typically have things going in a line from top to bottom and you're looking down the timeline. Pinterest is all over the place. Visual. There's pictures here, pictures there, pictures here, pictures there. And
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good to be on it. So I suggest for everybody, if you're serious about social media, to grab every network because you want to lock your name down more than anything. And it is good to be educated about these things because you never know where you're going to be able to draw people. Now, the interesting thing about Pinterest, 80%, it might have changed in the last long while. 80% of the crowd was women for a long time. But
I can remember, yes.
It is
that's why I never got into it, because I always thought Pinterest was just for women.
Yeah, right. So it's absolutely not, but they just seem to be drawn to it in the beginning. But it is interesting to know that Pinterest is the unless Instagram's taken over, Pinterest is the #1 platform for turning viewers into buyers. It has the highest success ratio for purchases when people get there. So if you're selling clothes and you put them on Pinterest, you will have a better success rate selling them on Pinterest than selling them anywhere else, or at least driving the traffic for the purchase.
I definitely got to look into that. Definitely.
Yeah,
I would love to see a video on that, Kevin.
I'm gonna have to study a little bit more to make sure that I'm up to speed and make sure that I'm giving good value, because a lot of my what I'm talking about right now are outdated numbers. But I know the facts of it. It's not going to change that much. If it was 80% a while ago, it's probably down to 70 by now, right? Once the corporations and stuff get into everything and start ruining it all with spam and advertising, then
exactly
the dynamic. And I don't want to be so negative. It's just we all know what happens to these social networks when the ads take over. So I'm just looking at Jeff Northcote in my One-World stream the other day. He's planning on watching the concert simultaneously with chat. What I ended up doing was listening to me. So thank you, Jeff Northcote. Yeah, it's so the concert, while I was watching it, even I wasn't really watching it that much. I was more fascinated by it. I just thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do. To be honest with you, I didn't have as many people come through as I thought would make it fun to have on the panel and this and that. But either way, it's just an experiment. I do a ton of experimenting on my own channel. And the reason why is because I want to be able to give good advice, but I want to see what ideas are going to work and not work, so that when people ask me for ideas. I can say, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do what that is usually called on Facebook is a watch party, right? Everybody's watching some, or what we do on YouTube when we do a premiere is a quick live chat while the video runs for the first time, and then there's these live streams and stuff like that. So, color of music. I don't know if there's any answer to that right now. What I've heard myself is that, and what I choose to believe for the time being, is that this is a nasty thing that's out there right now. Eventually, things will get better, but I had already heard from the beginning they're expecting a second round of it at some point. So you really never know. But hopefully, while I'm sitting here rubbing my eye and touching my face 1,000 times, hopefully what's going to happen from all of this is everybody's going to become much better at washing hands, keeping things clean, sanitized, and things like that. Purell's going to make a fortune for the rest of their existence. And we are going to be better at preventing that in the first place forever, for the rest of your lifetime, right? So hopefully,
I think the next 10 years, we're going to have a smarter generation.
When it comes to cleanliness and healthiness and stuff like that, I hope you're right.
Yeah, I'm in a food business, so I know a lot about the, like foodborne illnesses, and I took a lot of classes on this type of stuff. So yes, the summer is gonna calm down the spread of the virus, but still we have to practice good hygiene, still practice social distancing, and be safe out there, y'all. This is supposed to be something like the flu. It's gonna come around every year, so they say. But the more our bodies, over the years, the next 50 years, we're going to be immune to it. It's going to be like a common cold in the next 50 years.
Well, hopefully that's the case. So I know this is not like anything we ever have seen.
No, it's not. It's not.
But I originally compared it to SARS, only because
it is. You're exactly right.
Toronto got hit very hard by SARS. As a lot of other places did in the world, but it just seemed that Toronto was a focus. Now, it could just be that I'm from here, because this is the problem with the media. You don't know whether you're hearing the stuff because you're here, or if it's actually, we had one of the highest, number of percentages of cases or something like that. But it seemed like it.
What's the numbers there?
No, I don't know. I don't even remember. I barely remember the idea of it. But what the government did at that point, they put on this concert. Now, I don't know if it was Canada or Ontario or Toronto or who was behind it, but they put on this concert and they had tons of stars. They had Justin Timberlake was in it, who seemed out of place, but they had AC/DC and the Rolling Stones, and I don't know, 20 other people or whatever, all superstars, right? So they did that for the purpose of getting to people to go out again, because people were staying home, not because of being told like this time. They were staying home because they wanted to. So business was down, the economy was down, everything was down because people just weren't going out. People were masks and stuff like this. So they did that as an effort to try to get force life back to normal. Now, what we're going through now is way too big for a concert like that to help, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but at the time they did that. So I keep comparing this to that, but the truth is the worst of it will be behind us, eventually. I know we're talking about it now, but there will be a day that, I'm not going to say we're not going to talk about it anymore because we don't know. But we've seen already in the world, and I'm only going by what the media has said or what my community has said, that some of the places in the world are past the worst and are opening up again. We're in the thick.
I don't think that's a good idea. Me personally, I don't think it's a good idea. That's just my opinion. So, like I said, if you're the governor in my city, this is my hometown where I'm at, but I work in California. I say I lost my train of thought. I say once your cities or state where you live start opening back up, still practice social distancing, because we haven't even hit the peak of this stuff yet.
Oh, color of music. So I'm in Niagara Falls also. So it's ironic that you say that. So this gives me an opportunity to get into another whole speech that I have. there's a lot of opportunity around the corner coming for small, not small YouTubers of all size, for live streaming YouTubers. And the reason why is because when the governments lift their restrictions, like right now, Canada is, and I'm in the Toronto area or Niagara Falls, we're in the thick of it. So we have all the restrictions right now. You're not allowed to go out. People are getting tickets for going out and stuff like this. I don't know if it's going to get any stricter than that. The only thing they could do now, I think, is martial law. All our businesses are shut down. You can't go.
We don't. That's one thing I hope that we can avoid is martial law. I've been reading some topics about that also.
Well, what's going to end up happening? So when the governments lift the restrictions, let me ask you here in the chat: are you going to go to your favorite restaurant that day? Like what a lot of people might see on things like Facebook and this and that is people saying, what's the first place you're going to go when the restrictions lift? But my bet is that not everybody's going to go running out. Not everybody's so stuck at home. I think that people are still going to be nervous. Do you want to go on a subway and be like squished with people on day one just because the government said, okay, well, yesterday it was not safe to go out, but today it's safe to go out. Now, I don't think that everybody's going to go running out. So we have an opportunity as live streaming YouTubers, and it could be commercially as well as it can be from the good of your heart for your community, or what, however you want to put it. But there's going to be places that are going to be desperate to get their customers back or people back. And what we're able to do is make that happen faster for them.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be able to say this if I wasn't a promoter all my life, but I have been. So what we're able to do is take our live stream on location. So let's say even your favorite restaurant. Now I'm speaking commercially. You can live stream from your favorite restaurant and show everybody that it's safe to go out. In the case of Niagara Falls is a big tourist town, honeymoon capital of the world, and this and that. There's a lot there. I'm intending on going out on day one, whether it's in Niagara Falls or Toronto or wherever, and saying, here we are, we're live streaming. I'm out walking around. Nobody's getting tickets. Nobody's this and that. Look at the businesses are opening. Come and you could do this. You could do that. You could do this. You could do that. And that, I think, is an opportunity to get people back to their normal way of life, whatever that's going to be after this, faster. So if we can use our influence, for instance, to bring people out a day earlier than they would have gone out, or a week earlier than they would have gone out, or in larger groups than they would have gone out, when it's safe and under the right conditions, then there's a lot of opportunity. And, you could do it to help your community. You could do it to build your audience, or you can do it and you can charge people. Now I haven't done it yet, so we'll see, but I have a feeling you're going to be able to do that too. One of the ways that I relate this, and it's only from my own experience, but sometimes you'll have a radio station that will go live from a nightclub and stuff like that. And the DJ's music is going on the radio, and the radio's telling everybody, come to this nightclub. If you're going out dancing, come here, and this and that, whatever. I've been involved in a lot of that stuff. And it is done because the belief is that a lot of people are going to come because of the radio advertising. Now in Toronto, they can charge upwards of $3,000 a night for that. Now, as YouTubers, we're not going to be able to draw the kind of a crowd that a radio station is going to draw. I don't imagine. I could be wrong. But there's no reason why you couldn't charge, if you wanted to, a place to have you come and live stream there. Because if you've got a choice of 10 or 50 or 100 places to go, you can go anywhere. So the speech is, when you walk in, I'm going out this Saturday, and I'm going to be live streaming from wherever I go. I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to go out. I'm going to have a good time. Do you want me to come to your place, or should I go somewhere else? And all of a sudden, if it's money, the money talks, right? Did I make you fall asleep again there, Q?
No, I'm still listening.
I always wonder about that, eh? Because
I'm still listening. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And I'm obviously talking to everybody in the chat. I just wonder if you want to add anything to that.
No, I think that's a great Actually, when you was talking about, I was daydreaming about that is a good concept and a good idea to do after the economy opens back up. And
Yep. Now,
I like my channel, Cooking with Q. I can go review some restaurants. I have a lot of great restaurants in our city, my city, and do a few full reviews and interview the restaurant owner, and so that's a great idea.
I would suggest it for just about anybody. Now, the thought is, because like I said, we're in the thick of it right now, so there's lots of time, but you can start getting in touch with people now, and you could say, hey, listen, what I'm talking about is what's about to happen. Like Wayne Gretzky might say, his success comes from knowing where the puck is going to be. Now, I'm not saying I know. It's just an opinion. But I've seen this before in a smaller scale from SARS, and I've been a promoter my whole life. I used to run nightclubs, and before that I was a DJ and a promoter. And while we're trying to get people to watch our YouTube videos, that's one thing. It's another thing when you're telling people, I want you to come to a certain place at a certain time. If you don't come at that time, you're going to miss it, and then convincing them that that's the place to be. That takes a serious amount of promotion and skill.
Yes,
in my opinion, it's a tough thing. But if you can be good at that, and that's what I've done for 25 years. I wasn't always great at it. I've blown it as many times as I've knocked it out of the park, and I have done both. But from that comes an instinct. And what I think right now, like I said, is my favorite restaurant going to be packed on day one when the government says, okay, you can open? I don't think there's going to be a lineup out the door of people and they won't be able to serve enough food. I don't think so. So whether that restaurant is going to become packed again, because, I do have a few favorite restaurants, but they're going to be busy and things are going to be back to whatever comparison to normal they're going to be anyway. That's already in the cards. That's already guaranteed. That's between, us and the higher power, let's say. It's out of our control. What we can do is say we can make that happen faster. I can't put 500 people in a nightclub this Saturday by myself. I don't expect to ever be able to do that. What I can do is say, you've already got 400 people here. I can get you another 50 next week. So you'll have 450. And then I can bring you another 50 the week after, so you'll have 500. And because of the way that I do it, slow and steady, like what we talk about on YouTube, and very solid, once they come, they will stay. So when a restaurant, if they could see into the crystal ball and they could see into the future and they could say, we're going to be busy again in November, I'd like to help them get there in October. And there's a lot of benefit in that. You could do a lot of different things. You're going to get the benefit for making videos anyway. So live streaming is what I'm talking about. But you can do review videos like you're talking about. You will get paid your AdSense and your Amazon affiliate and everything else for that anyway. But you can also, there's no reason you can't go to a restaurant and say, I'm going to live stream from a restaurant this Saturday. And I'm going to show people, it's basically like a big, long advertisement, and it's permanent. It's not like a TV ad. They buy a television ad, and whoever happens to be watching it at the time watches it, and then it's done. And I don't know how many people watch advertising anymore because, forgive me, I'm stealing this from Gary Vee, but he points out, let's say, for instance, Chris and I are watching a TV show together. What happens when the commercials come on? We both grab our phones, and we both start looking at this until the show starts again, unless we're going to skip the commercials, right? Now, I'm not saying everybody does that. I'm not even saying I'm right. I'm not saying Gary Vee's right. I'm just saying it's possible, right? You got to take all this opinion, make a good decision for yourself. But when we make a YouTube video, it's permanent. It doesn't go away. People can watch it over and over. I've done 3 hotel reviews. One of them, I think, has 500 views or 400 views or something like that. That's an advertisement for them. I didn't get anything out of that except for like, yeah, I made a video, and someday when I'm monetized, I'll get paid a couple dollars for it and this and that. That's great. So you can get paid for your videos. You can get paid for your live streams. Maybe you'll make some super chats if you're monetized and this and that. And that's fantastic too. But there's no reason when you go to a bunch of restaurants, if you wanted to, You could say, I'm going out and I'm going to a restaurant this Saturday. And it's a commercial, and I'm showing my people, doesn't matter how small your following is, that this is a safe place to go. This is a great place, and if they're going to choose a restaurant, they should be choosing yours. Should I come to your restaurant, or should I go next door? And one of them is going to say, I'll give you anything you want if you just show up. Not everybody's going to. Not everybody believes in it. And there's a lot of businesses that are going to, I'm just guessing, that may say, oh, we've lost a lot of money and we can't pay anything and this and that. Well, what was it like before all of this? You're just telling me that the party's over. I know there are a lot of businesses suffering. There are a lot of businesses that are going under. There are a lot of businesses that were barely scraping by before this. But there are also a lot of businesses that were bringing in so much money, it feels disgusting. And now that the party's over, they might be upset. So you can't put up stuff when you're speaking to people about, like, have they lost anything? Have things been terrible? Well, what did you do with all the money you were making the last 10 years is basically my my question. I don't want to go too far with that because I don't want to speak negatively. Everybody has their own different story. Things are different for everybody, for every business, for every individual, for every person. The point that I'm trying to make is that we have opportunity coming. It may never happen in our lifetime again. And if it does, we're not going to be the age we are anyway. So things are going to be different.
A lot different.
Your entire dynamic, right? But you in your position in your life right now have opportunity as a YouTuber to get to help if you want to help and to benefit if you want to benefit, because nothing that happens in the world is bad for everybody and nothing in the world that happens is good for everybody. It seems. What I'm saying is there's opportunity on the way out of this in both ways. You can benefit and you can give, and you could do both. So that's up to you. But I just want to put it in people's heads right now because it's coming. And we all have the, I wish I knew then what I know now. No, you know now. Exactly. So I don't know if I'm right, but the opinion I'm giving you right now, if it turns out that I'm right and people start really benefiting and really helping on the way out of this, you knew because I told you. You don't get to say, I didn't know. So I hope that that is motivational. I don't know how I'm coming across, so forgive me, because I always want to be positive and optimistic. I want to be motivating to people. But there is opportunity. I'm sure of it, and I hope that if I'm right, you can find it for yourself as well. So forgive me, I skipped over the chat. I see messages coming through.
What is BKK?
Bangkok.
Bangkok, okay.
Bangkok Airport. Because a few of the people in the chat, like Jeff Northcote, Ben Newton Chronicles, if he's still here, Siri, and Do It All Sealing is Jeff apart, have come in, even Gogo 13, have come in from, when Jeff went to Thailand, he kind of entered a group of YouTubers that are over there. Thailand in particular is a fascinating place, and it has a very focused crowd around it. There are a lot of people who are fascinated, and a lot of people have been to Thailand, and therefore there's a big audience. Jeff became a part of that. From Jeff's live streams and me managing his channel and stuff like that, we've met a lot of people, and people like Jeff Northcote, and like I said, Ben Newton Chronicles, who may not still be here, and Gogo 13, if I remember right, have come over from that group. This is the reason that they found me, and they're here now, is because through Jeff, because of his Thailand vacations. So that's what you see what I mean about, I give such a long speech over 3 letters in the chat. But anyways, Bangkok Airport, that's the reason we're talking about it, is because some of the guys in here have been to Thailand and are going to Thailand. Friend of mine told me he has enough money put aside to keep his cafe open through 2021. That, I'm so happy that you said that, because that's inspiring, and I hope that there's a lot of other businesses that have done the same. And then oh, Laos. Is that what you're saying, Jeff Northcote? LOS is Laos? I keep forgetting that when it comes through. Yeah. So all over the world, like I said, there's a lot of opportunity. You always have opportunity as a live streaming YouTuber. It doesn't have to be just coming out of this. This is going to be forever. Like as YouTube continues to get big. I mean, we're entering when YouTube is already huge. It's not like we were here on the upswing, but it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And right now, there's so much traffic on the internet because everybody's home that there's benefit there too. But this is something that can help all the time. When you're doing reviews of restaurants, of locations, of tourist destinations, and things like that, it's a commercial for them. You'll benefit because you'll get paid for it one way or another, whether it's in attention, audience, or money. But there's opportunity that way as well. What I say, like, for instance, one of the things that started with the hotel reviews, I have a channel set up called Niagara Insider. And I don't know whether I'm going to do anything with it or not. I just set it up and prepared it. But what I could do and what anybody could do in their town, forgive me because I know Niagara Falls is a huge tourist destination, so it may seem like it's easier there. But anybody could, in their own town, review hotels, restaurants, attractions, and nightlife or day life or whatever, right? And you could start a channel just doing that. I believe if you did, you would, after a year or less, never pay for a meal in your town again, never pay for a hotel in your town again, never pay for just about anything, not to mention get paid if you wanted to. And I'm not saying that's the goal. I'm not saying everybody has to be focused on that, but you could because you're making commercials and you're going to get paid for them anyway. So it's a thought. I keep going on and on and on about this stuff, but by all means, everybody can feel free to connect with each other in the chat. If anybody has anything that they'd like to discuss in particular, doesn't have to be YouTube, doesn't have to be the coronavirus, doesn't have to be Thailand, doesn't, you know, anything at all. We're up for today. We're just in having a light conversation, which I think.
So what's your plans for the rest of the day, Kevin?
Just back to the computer, more video stuff, more eBay listing, and stuff like that. So basically work related stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's it for today. Trying to figure out if it's pizza night.
Pizza's not great.
I love pizza too much, man. I mean, you could tell by looking at me, I have eaten way too much of it in my life, and I can't see. I eat less than I did, you know, in my 20s or 30s and stuff like that. But it's on my mind.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
47 and a half. Oh, no,
wow.
That's not true. That's not true. 47 for now.
Oh, you don't look your age.
Yeah, give me a couple months. Well, it's the hairline's working out, but it's.
I miss my hairline. I remember my hairline days.
I've gotten as much value out of this haircut. I was already overdue before the lockdown, and I know I'm sure there's going to be a trend of long hair coming up too in the next long while. But I have gotten as much value out of this haircut as I could possibly. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start looking like Wolverine soon. Somebody said that to me.
Yeah, I just ordered some lobster tails and fresh lobster tails, crab. I'm gonna make a crab boil tonight.
You love seafood, eh?
I love some seafood.
If you look at cooking with Q's channel, you'll see he does, like, you know, cooking tutorials and things like that. But there happens to be a good amount of seafood. Now, I don't enjoy shellfish. So
you don't? No,
once in a while I don't mind shrimp. And I don't know what my issue is, that I just don't want to eat crab and lobster. I've had it a few times. I'm not a shellfish guy for some reason.
Oh, you gotta taste my cooking one day. Once you taste one of my dishes, you're gonna fall in love.
There you go. Okay, I'll take you up on that offer. It's not that far to Milwaukee, so watch what you ask for. Or watch.
All right, I know. I'll be there. Once this shutdown over with, you'll see me soon. I
Good.
miss flying.
The best friends for life. Thanks for coming in. We use
Half when it confirmed my age as a child and when I passed 55.
That's why I say it. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what we're gonna do about eating. I should probably wrap up the chat shortly, though. We've been on for a couple of hours, so I appreciate everybody hanging out, especially Q. I appreciate you being on the panel with me, Jeff Northcote. I know you've been here most of the time. Jeff from Do It All Ceiling is now beside me in the house, so he's around no matter what, whether he likes it or not. Gogo 13, thanks for coming in. And anybody else who's watching, forgive me for not mentioning everybody. I do appreciate every minute that you can spend with me because, as I say, we have a lot of people to follow, a lot of people to support. So I do appreciate every minute. So thank you for coming in. Hopefully you got some kind of value out of the discussions that we've had today. I'd love it if you give me a thumbs up. Help the video for anybody who's going to come by and have a peek at it afterwards. And then by all means, connect with everybody. Q, if you want to drop another something in the chat so that people can connect with your channel easily.
Will do.
And then I'll be back on for Playlist Buddies, which is if you have a YouTube channel and you're looking for watch hours and you want to grow. Friday, I will be doing a live stream. It's already set up. You can set your notification. Hopefully you're subscribed to me and you've got the bell on. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much, Jeff Northcote, for all the kind words. I really appreciate you coming by and all the time that you spend with me as well. And then we will wrap it up for now. Thank you again, everyone. And I will see you the next time from kevink.com.